you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The laundromat is a great place to meet women. Great place. Yeah.
Ow.
You don't even really have to talk to them. You just walk up, start folding their underwear.
No.
And it's always a conversation starter. Even if they're not there, like say they left the laundromat for a second and you see their stuff's done, you just start folding their undies.
It's always good to probably sniff them, too. That's probably a nice move.
Well, you got to make sure they're clean, I guess. I'm assuming that's what Pete did to meet the girl that he met at a laundromat that's not calling him back. Pete, did you use the old I'm going to fold your undies trick or something different?
A little different.
Okay.
Haven't gotten to the underwear part yet.
Thank God, Pete. Yeah.
How did you meet this girl at the laundromat?
Well, I'm doing my thing, poured some detergent in the machine, and then I hear this woman's voice say, "You're using way too much detergent."
The disrespect. How upset were you when she said that to you?
Well, I said, yeah, no, I've been doing this a while, so I'm fine. I never have a problem with my laundry. Thank you. And then I turn around, and there she is, and she's really cute.
Okay. Because if she wasn't cute, you'd probably be like, get the hell away from me, lady. Tell me how to do my laundry. Yeah. Be like, you're cute. You're like, oh, well, why don't you just instruct me slowly how to do it in a soft voice?
Yeah, so I didn't mind it when she was giving me advice. And then it occurred to me that she was maybe, I don't know, initiating contact.
Not maybe. That is like a definite she's hitting on you, and she's looking for a way to get in on the conversation.
All right, well, I'm not the brightest bulb on the tree. So,
okay. So did you finally realize, oh, maybe she's flirting with me and I shouldn't be pissed at her for critiquing?
Yes, yeah. I told her that I'd start taking notes, and if she would continue, giving me a lesson, I was all ears.
That's a ballsy move on her part. I give her props. Was she the one that then asked you out on a date?
No. What happened was our laundry cycles were on the same, time frame. And I realized that, hey, rather than sit around here and watch the laundry dry, why don't we go down the street and grab a drink?
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Like,
so you guys went down the street and grabbed a beer or something while you waited for your laundry to finish up.
Yeah. Had a couple beers each, and it was nice, It was easier to talk in a bar. It was like a more familiar environment for me, so.
Did you guys seem to click, though?
Yeah, totally. We, hung out there. Then when we went back to the laundromat, we kept talking, and I thought it was going well.
Yeah.
I don't know. She did give me her number.
Okay.
But then, all right, so truth be told,
You stole her underwear. You stole her underwear.
No, Jubal.
You start with truth be told and you're around her laundry. I know exactly what you're about to say.
No, I didn't make the underwear move then.
What'd you do?
Please
that
tell
was
me at
so
some
dumb?
point you got your hands on her underwear.
No, Jubal.
Get over the underwear,
I
Jubal.
can't.
Like, I don't know why you're so hung up on women's panties.
Because what guy isn't?
Yeah. Not all of us.
She did. I did see it.
Nice. All right. Sweet.
Oh, my God.
Well, anyway, what I was about to tell you was that, we'd had a couple beers, and I thought I'd be funny, and, who knew there was laundry humor? Actually, there probably isn't, but I started making jokes about big loads of laundry and, oversized machines for extra big loads. And
So you were making, dirty jokes based on laundry terms.
pretty much the only one I could think of was the big loads.
Why does that sounds
Big
even
loads?
worse. That sounds even more creepy than taking her underwear.
I know I shouldn't have done it, but I had a couple of beers in me, and I was a little tipsy, and I thought it would work.
I don't even really get the joke either.
Don't explain it, Jubal.
Yeah,
Don't
okay.
explain it.
Loads of laundry.
Yes.
Big loads.
I still don't get.
Oh, Brooke,
All
you're
right.
so blonde
Hey, text
sometimes.
in 78592 in
Brooke.
graphic detail if you understand what he's joking about. Describe it for Brooke. Otherwise, we'll move on. So you were making those jokes.
Well, yeah, I made a few of the jokes, And then, she gives me this weird look, like, are you kidding me? And so I stopped, and...
But she still gave you her number post bad laundry joke.
Actually, let me see. I can't... It might have been before, like, when we were at the bar.
Oh, yeah.
So you just have her number. How many times have you tried to get a hold of her since your laundry date?
We've actually talked once over the phone.
Okay.
And that went pretty well. So then, like, a couple days later, I texted her, and she didn't reply.
Why would you have her on the phone and not make plans to see each other again? Like, what was the point of the phone call?
Well, we did try to make plans, but she wasn't sure what her schedule was coming up, so we decided to hold off and make plans a little later.
So what do you think the reason is that she's not calling you back?
Well, I'd like to say I had no idea, but it's probably the really crummy jokes I was trying out.
Okay. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and find out why she's not getting back to you in your second date update, okay?
All right, sounds great, man.
All right, man, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for the second date update, Pete met a girl named Christy at a laundromat. They didn't really have a date scheduled, but they met there while their laundry was getting done and everything else. They went and had some beers. Pete thinks that she's not calling him back because when they got back to the laundromat, he was a little tipsy and was making jokes about, there's giant loads in there.
Which I cannot believe what that means. That is disgusting.
Yeah, we explained to Brooke what it means. And so he was making jokes like that, and he thinks that kind of turned her off, like maybe it was a bit much.
Yeah.
And I think your problem, Pete, isn't necessarily that you were joking about stuff like that, but you went with that instead of like jokes about things getting stiff with starch. You know?
Dude,
That's
same.
the comedy gold when it comes to laundromat jokes.
Could have gone that route,
Yeah.
and I didn't.
Would have worked way better for you, man.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, Pete, I think that you could be the laundromat creeper and you're just not owning up to it at this point.
I was just tipsy. I'm not weird, really. I swear.
Yeah,
Sure.
right. Trust me, if you're making jokes like that at a laundromat to a girl you first met, you're creepy.
Thank you.
I'm going to dial the phone number right now, see if we can get her on the phone and find out if that is the reason why, though. You ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Christy, please?
this is Christy.
Hey, Christy, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. Sorry about being so spirited in the, hey, Christy, I didn't mean to freak you out there. How are you doing?
No, who is this?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
Oh, why are you calling me?
I'm calling you because you recently had an interaction with one of our listeners, and they emailed us to see if we get a hold of you.
Oh my God.
And I say interaction because this is less of a date and just more of like you met a guy and he really likes you and is wondering why you're not calling him back. His name is Pete.
Oh, yeah.
You two bonded at a laundromat.
Yeah. He wanted you to call me?
Yes, he did. He says that since you guys met at the laundromat, you guys clicked and had a good time. And you've talked a little bit, but now you're not returning any of his phone calls or texts, and he would love to see you again. Is there any reason that you're not calling Pete back?
Oh, I don't think there's a connection.
That's a nice way to put it, you know?
Was it, let me ask you a question then. So you don't think there was a connection. Was it the jokes that he was making after you guys got back from your little break to go get beers? Kind of off-color jokes?
I mean, it was definitely like it didn't help him.
Yeah, no kidding.
I just got a weird vibe from him.
Did he come off as creepy? Because when I found out what those jokes were, a guy you just met, that is nasty.
Well, it's more that I don't know him. I mean, like, everybody tells dirty jokes.
Right.
And it's like, especially when we start drinking. But then I went home and I did a search for him on my computer and everything changed.
Whoa.
Oh, no, he is creepy, isn't he?
What did you find online that made you change your mind? Now I'm really curious.
Nothing.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, he's a vapor. There is nothing about him. It's weird. Everybody has something about themselves.
Wait a minute,
online.
you're saying, like, I thought for sure you were going to say, I found a record where he's not allowed 15 feet near schools or something. You're saying that you are upset that you couldn't find anything at all.
I'm saying it's weird to not have any presence on social media or anything.
Oh,
it's weird.
So he didn't have a Facebook, a Twitter, Instagram, any of that?
None.
And that weirds you out?
I feel like I can't trust a person who has zero presence on the internet. And so I actually asked him, do you have a Facebook? And he said he didn't. And that's when I'm done with him.
What?
Whoa.
Wow, that quick. So that's all it takes with you is to not have a Facebook, and you don't even have a chance, huh?
Somebody who is trying not to be found on the internet has something to hide, and I don't want to find out what they're hiding.
Yeah, I guess I understand. I meet people that are always like, I don't do Facebook. I don't, and I'm always like, what are you? A mass murderer? I can't trust you.
I think this would be like a godsend to find a guy that wasn't on social media at all. Like the two guys I know that have zero social media presence are both like construction worker guys who just aren't around computers very much.
Sketchy construction.
They're not sketchy.
Yep. They're burying bodies. They're burying bodies out there.
Even construction workers go home and get on Facebook and say,
They have
what's
better
up?
things to do with their time. They're not wasting all their time on social media and stalking people.
Like I said, burying bodies at the construction site.
God.
That's what they're doing.
See?
I'd like to find out what he's hiding. Aren't you a little curious?
No, I don't want to know at all. And I'm worried about it now that we've talked about it.
Do you really think like he's a killer or something? Like what do you think
He
could
might be.
All right, well,
I mean, he hangs out at laundromats.
that is true. He hangs out at laundromats, doesn't have a Facebook. The guy clearly cannot be trusted. I do appreciate you telling us why you won't call him back, but I do need to let you know that Pete is actually on the other line listening and would love to talk to you.
Seriously?
Yep. Say hi, Pete.
That's the reason you didn't call me back?
Look, I'm sorry you had to hear that, but it's obvious you're hiding something if you don't even have a Facebook or, I mean, I just am not interested.
If you want to get to know me, talk to me. That's how you get to know me.
Well, I mean, we did hang out, and what I found out about was how big a loads you think you have. So, I mean,
I just think that's
why don't you have a Facebook then?
I don't have one because I don't believe in
Because you're hiding something.
No, I just don't think my opinion matters that much in the greater scheme of things. So why should I, blab it about?
You don't think your opinion matters?
Well, I mean, you look at most of the stuff on Facebook, and, it's like people are posting things that really don't matter in the big scheme of things.
How do you know what people are putting on Facebook if you don't have one? You're probably one of those weirdos that has a fake account and just watches everybody.
Pete, are you one of those weirdos that just watches people on the internet?
No.
Are you hiding anything?
No.
Are you married or something, Pete? Or,
No, I'm not married.
I don't know.
You're hearing from Pete right now. The reason he doesn't have a Facebook is he just doesn't like it.
It's the 21st century. If you don't have a presence online, you're hiding something, I'm done with this.
What? Oh, she hang up?
Yeah, she's gone. Hey, Pete, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just...
That was strange.
Yeah, she seems to have a little bit of a complex about people not on social media.
Yeah.
So you're not hiding anything?
No. I mean, I'm not telling everything either,
You're not, what is that?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that, Pete? Now it does sound shady.
Everybody has secrets, right?
Yeah.
That's part of being a human being, and not everything in my life is everybody's business.
Okay, why are you sounding creepy again,
He
man?
does sound like Sketchy Pete right
You
now.
do.
If I was dating Christy, I wouldn't be dating exclusively. Let's put it that way.
Okay. You're still like Pete. You're not helping your case at all.
Sounds bad.
You trying to explain why you don't use Facebook is sounding creepier and creepier by the minute.
See, this is why social media is not good. If you post anything, the other women you're dating, get the wrong idea.
Yeah, get the idea that you're cheating on them.
So Christy was right. So Christy was right then, Pete.
Oh my God.
What's wrong with dating multiple people?
It's fine if you're honest
fine,
with
yeah.
them, but it's like you're hiding it and then hoping that they don't meet the other person. Like,
No, if I was dating exclusively, I'd tell somebody that, but I don't. I don't date exclusively right now.
But Christy was right. You are hiding something.
No, I'm not hiding it.
Yes, you are. You just admitted to it.
Well, she didn't ask me.
All right.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says, this girl is crazy. Sometimes people don't have Facebook because they choose not to be a part of the drama that it brings. Wow. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. Talking about the second date update. Pete wanted us to call this girl named Christy. He thought he wasn't getting a call back because of a very bad joke he made when they first met at a laundromat. It involved a joke about having big loads.
okay.
And he thought that's the reason she wasn't calling back, but that's not why she wasn't calling back. She wasn't calling back because she looked him up online, like most people do after they meet somebody, and found that he didn't have a Facebook. So she knew that something was wrong, and he was a serial killer or worse.
I feel like I went through so many emotions here because then I was like, well, you're crazy, lady. I mean, that's ridiculous. But then at the end, Pete was all weird and like acting like, well, I'm not telling everything and I wouldn't be dating exclusively.
Yeah, Pete didn't want to have a Facebook because he wants to date around and doesn't want people knowing that he's dating around, I guess.
Yeah.
So he still is hiding something by not having a Facebook. That's why I don't trust people who aren't on social media these days.
I agree with you, Jubal. I don't. You have to have at least one, at least Instagram or Twitter.
Even my grandparents are on social media.
Are they really?
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's where I draw the line.
That's impressive.
I know. They friend request me, and I always deny it. Like, no. I'm not
I
gonna
hope
be a
I
friend.
just want it to be Granny in a bikini on a beach taking selfies.
Yeah. So if grandparents are on Facebook and you're like young and not on there, then what is wrong with you?
Oh,
I'm
come
always
on.
like, you're hiding something. It's the same thing when I meet people who still have a flip phone.
Yeah, what are you doing?
What is your deal? All right.
You feel like it's some sort of like throwaway phone and they're making deals on the
Yeah.
side. Yeah.
Remember, if you want a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back. Young Jeffrey's Song of the Week,
Yes.
just a little ways away at 8:10. Women love an artist. As a matter of fact, that's why it's called the Mona Lisa. Not a lot of people know that, because when Leonardo da Vinci painted it, all the ladies saw it and moaned. Little known art fact.
Oh,
and
thank you for our art education this morning.
sounds like we have a modern day Da Vinci on the phone with us. His name is Nathan. And I say that because Nathan apparently took the girl he wants to call today to a painting class.
Oh,
And
fun.
Nathan, did she moan?
A little.
What?
Nice.
Come on,
Right.
Nathan. Not
Yeah.
right off the top, all right? Listen, we got to work up to that kind of information.
I mean, I'm a good artist. What can I say?
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
Before you tell us about the date, first of all, what's her name?
Her name is Madeline.
Madeline. All right. And how did you meet Madeline?
We met online.
Okay.
Cool.
And what stood out about her?
I gotta say, she just kind of had these eyes, these nurturing eyes that kind of resonated with me. And
Okay. Good. I'm glad you described the eyes. I thought you were just going to leave it at she had these eyes. And I was like, whoa. You don't have very high standards, do you, Nathan?
no, it did. It was really her eyes, and they stuck out to me.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, is that how you opened with her, like with a compliment about her eyes?
I did. I mean,
And
Good.
it worked.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, other than you hitting her up online about her eyes, obviously you guys went out. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on the phone for a second date. Tell us about your date.
well, I don't know. I thought it was something that we could talk and be interactive, so we did an art class with like wine and yeah.
And had you ever done one of those painting classes before?
I had once before.
Okay.
Yeah, not as a date.
Well, how'd it go as a date, other than just painting with your bros?
I mean, I thought pretty well.
Was there like a moment that sticks out about the date, whether that's good or bad?
Yeah, she liked my work, and she nudged me, and she was like, "You're like a modern Bob Ross," and I was like, "All right, I'll take that."
Yeah, because there is nothing sexier than Bob Ross.
Oh,
No,
for real.
Those happy little clouds. They're very happy.
Is that all you did then? Went painting?
no, we went to go to my apartment to actually hang it up.
Oh, that is a
That's cool.
smooth transition.
Smart.
Was that your idea or hers? Because that's a pretty slick line.
I said that I would like to hang it up, and she said, well, let's go hang it up at yours. She volunteered to come with me.
Okay.
Better.
All
Okay.
right. And who held the nail?
She did.
Hey,
All right.
nice you touched your nail, bro.
Yeah.
What happened back at the apartment? Was it on?
I made her tea, just like very relaxed, chill, and it was all good. We hung up the piece of work, and
Was that the only nailing that happened?
I know, get to the juicy part.
regrettably, first date, I didn't want to go too far, gentlemen.
Okay.
But after we hung it up, it was kind of weird, frankly. She told me she had to go meet her maintenance guy at her apartment.
What?
Okay, that's
Liking
a weird excuse to leave unless she had an appointment and knew about it earlier. But you'd think she would have told you that.
I don't know. I thought that was really weird because usually maintenance guys have keys to the building, and I don't know. I thought that was really weird.
Was this like a Friday night? Was it late?
It was Friday. It wasn't crazy late. It was like 10:30, 11.
Or
pretty late
10:30
for
or
a
11, yeah.
maintenance guy.
That is kind of late.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know. We were having a good time. It just seemed out of the blue.
So that was it. She left to go meet her maintenance guy. And did you get a kiss or a hug or anything like that?
Yeah, I gave her a hug, and it didn't feel like, she didn't pull away or anything. It felt nice.
That's good.
And then she left.
Why do I picture her using maintenance guy in quotes, like air quotes around it when she told you?
Whoa, like she's running off to the next guy or something?
I don't know.
Or something else.
Yeah.
Something other than you.
Wow.
Anything other than you is what it sounds like. Have you talked to her since she left?
I haven't heard from her at all, no text, call, in about 4 days.
And you've tried to get a hold of her?
I've definitely tried to get a hold of her.
So it seems like an excuse then. What do you think could have gone wrong?
Well, the only thing is, I like really strong teas, and I do, teas can have effects. And my experience, girls don't love, using the bathroom. So maybe that was just her quick idea to get out and
Because of the
go home and
cheese?
use the bath. Well, I mean, there are some teas that, do a number on your system.
Oh, teas.
And
I couldn't tell if you were saying teas or cheese. Both can cause
Teas,
problems.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you're thinking maybe you gave her tea and it had a laxative effect and she's embarrassed now?
Yes.
Okay. All right, well,
All right.
we'll play a song and then come back and call her and see if that is the reason she's not calling you back, all right?
All right, that'd be awesome.
Okay, hang on. We'll get your second date right after this. Right in the middle of a second date, and if you're just joining us, Nathan is on the phone, and he wants to call a girl named Madeline. They went out to an art class together and actually went back to his place to hang up the art, and that ends up being all that happened. They literally hung up the art. She had some tea, and then she made probably one of the lamest excuses to get out of a date that we've heard in second date history. So congratulations, Nathan. You have now made the record books and getting blown off in the worst way possible.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing.
Yeah, maybe not.
That's an honor.
She told Nathan she had to leave at like 10 or 11 o'clock on a Friday night because she had to let a maintenance guy into the building.
Even she in her head was like, really? A maintenance guy? That's all I
Yeah.
could think of?
And now Nathan is not getting a call back. All right, Nathan, we're going to try to get her on the phone. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. Be prepared, Nathan, because I have a feeling you did something really wrong that you're very clueless about.
All right, well, let's find out.
Okay, all right, here we go. I'm going to dial her phone number right now.
Hello?
Hi, is this Madeline?
Yes?
Hey, Madeline, how are you? This is Jubal from the radio show Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Okay.
Okay. How you doing?
I'm okay. What's this about?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. I'm calling you today because we got an email into our show about you.
What? Why?
Another good question. You're full of good questions, Madeline. Because we do a segment on our show. It's called The Second Date. That's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then end up not calling them back after, they can email us to get you on the phone and ask what happened. And we got an email about you from a dude named Nathan.
What? Nathan?
Yes. Do you remember going out with a guy named Nathan?
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Nathan emailed us because he said he had a really fun time with you. And he thinks that your excuse to leave late on a Friday night that the maintenance guy needed to be let into your building was just a really horrible excuse to get out of the date. And we all agree with him, by the way.
Yeah.
That sounds like the biggest excuse ever.
I don't remember what excuse I used. I already blocked him. I don't understand why you're calling me. I don't.
You've even blocked him?
What?
Yeah.
Why?
He said that you guys went back to his apartment. Was there something creepy in there?
It just freaked me out. It was just really weird.
Can you tell us what was weird?
I just got this really bad vibe when I walked in. The place was just super clean. Like, it was just weird. I got a really bad vibe and creepy feeling.
Was there like something specific? Because super clean and he sounds like a nice guy who didn't want to push you to do anything you weren't ready for on a first date.
After an art class.
Yeah.
I just got this eerie feeling when I walked in. It was like serial killer clean, like sterile clean, like everything wiped out, not a speck of dust. It was just so strange. No guy's apartment's that clean. It's just,
So you're saying his place was too clean and it creeped you out?
yeah.
That's it? He had a clean place and that's why...
No, you got to understand, though, it wasn't just clean. Like, it was like a team of people came and wiped this place clean of fingerprints. It was just weird. And you know, when you just get that feeling inside, it's like something bad happened here.
What?
I need to go.
It made you think what? Do you think he's a serial killer or something?
No, I don't know, but I'm just saying it was way too clean, and
Something's wrong with that.
Maybe he's just, one of those OCD types that really like a clean house. Or maybe he read the decluttering book that everybody reads. And
it's not that clean unless you just moved in and took the plastic off of everything. There was nothing out of place. It's like a museum.
I think he
All
sounds
right.
dreamy. Can he move into my house and improve some things that I've got going on?
Go for it. That's on you. Be my guest. I don't want to be anywhere near him.
What about on the phone with him?
No, I don't even want to talk to him.
Oh, that's a shame. Because he's actually on the other line listening right now and wants to talk to you.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. Unless he hung up. Nathan, are you still there?
I'm here.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Hi, Madeline.
Hi, Nathan. I guess you heard all that.
Yeah. I don't see a problem with my apartment being so clean.
It might not be a problem. It's unusual, and I'm just not used to that, and so, yeah.
Madeline, you're being really nonchalant when you were basically just accusing the guy of scrubbing his house because there was maybe dead bodies earlier in the evening.
She didn't know he was on the phone.
Wait, but that's what it sounded like. Like you're getting rid of all fingerprints. Nathan, have you killed anyone in your apartment?
I have not.
I'm sorry. I just got a weird vibe when I came in, and,
Madeline, why would you want to be dirty?
Oh.
Why would you want that?
What?
I don't. I'm just saying your place is, like, so clean. It's just freaky.
I mean, I have had people comment on how clean it is, but I don't like dirty things. Dirty things really upset me.
Whoa.
Okay, so
Okay,
now
that did sound a
I'm
little
starting
crazy.
to get
Okay.
a little bit on Madeline's
Yeah.
side now,
That was
Nathan.
kind of creepy.
See? I'm not crazy.
I
Nathan,
don't think he meant it like
yeah.
that, you guys.
Did you mean it in the way that it sounded? Because it sounded super creepy the way you said that,
Yeah,
Nathan.
you said upsets you instead of a noise.
No, I didn't mean to be creepy.
You guys, give this guy, Madeline, I feel like you're missing out on possibly a really good guy because you're making a lot of implications on just a clean house.
I can clean my own house. Seriously.
Why?
I mean, would you rather have a dirty boy? Because I've known dirty boys, and I refuse to be a dirty boy.
What? Why is he like...
Are you just messing with us now, Nathan?
defensive.
Nathan, are you like doing this on purpose?
Doing what?
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, never mind.
I mean, I've told you, if dirt is bad, it's the enemy. And if I see dirt, I will get rid of it. I like a clean apartment.
Get rid of it?
See, guys, what happens if I come in and my shoes are a little dirty or something like that? Like if we did.
There will be no dirty shoes in my apartment.
Whoa. Okay.
Because I would ask you to take them off. I just don't like dirty things.
Okay.
But Nathan, what happens if we're eating and I drop something or spill something or make a mess? Then what?
Then we'll clean it up right away.
Okay.
Are you going to get angry at me?
I do not get angry I just clean the dirt.
This is so strange.
Yeah. Huh.
Talk about a deep freeze.
Yeah, I mean, Nathan, you're obviously passionate about cleaning.
Huh.
Very. Madam, listen, if you come over again, I will show you that we can make something dirty together, and then I will clean it up.
Okay. Sounds like a great second.
Yeah, it does. On that note, I'm just going to ask you, Madeline, would you like to go out with Nathan on a second date? We will pay for it, even if it's cleaning supplies.
As tempting as that is, I'm okay to not go.
Yeah.
You sure?
I feel like trusting your gut may not be a bad choice for you.
Well, Madeline, I'm really bummed that you'd rather date a dirty boy than me. You're making a mistake.
Stop saying dirty boy.
All right, Madeline, so take care, because the dirty will be judged. Goodbye.
Oh my God.
Okay, I think you need to do more than just block him.
Madeline, are you still there?
I'm a little freaked out and scared. I got rid of him with the blocking, and here you guys opened that back up like freaking Pandora's box.
He doesn't know anything about you other than your phone numbers and stuff, right?
Yeah, he doesn't know anything. He probably doesn't even know my last name. I blocked him on everything.
Okay, good.
that's
All right.
safe.
Yeah, you are safe. And I feel sorry for all the dirty boys out there right now because Nathan sounds like he might be fired up to do some cleaning tonight. I hope not. If you're just tuning in for the second date, Lisa is on the phone and she wants to call a guy named Nick. They met online. Her picture that she uses online is actually 8 years old. So she thinks that might be part of the problem. But she did come clean right before their date and said, hey, just so you know, when I show up, I'm going to look 8 years older. He seemed to not have a problem with that, but she does think that he used an excuse to get out of the date because at some point he got a phone call and then said his grandma needs help with her groceries, so he had to leave.
Right.
And she hasn't heard anything from him since. Lisa, you know what I think your problem is?
What?
I think you need to start dating men.
Oh, you think he's
Okay.
a little boy?
A little grandma's boy. So if his grandma's calling, he's going to get groceries for her. You really want to be with a guy like that? Like, look at me. I haven't talked to my grandma in like 10 years.
That's not
dude.
something to
I
brag
am
about.
a good grandson.
So bad.
I thought you meant be a man and not make a lame excuse like that.
Yeah.
No. I was
think
saying,
wrong.
don't let your grandma run
man
you.
up.
You know what I mean? Like, he's got to own that relationship with his grandma. All right, well, we're about to dial the phone number right now, get him on the phone, and find out why he's not calling you back. And if, in fact, that was an excuse to get out of your date, okay?
All right, awesome.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hey, can I speak to Nick, please?
Yeah, this is me.
Hey, Nick, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
From what?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Okay. Well, what do I got to say? What do I got to do?
You don't have to say or do anything. I just have a few questions for you about a date you recently went on.
Okay.
Here's how it works. One of our listeners emailed us to call you. You recently went out with a girl named Lisa, okay?
Right.
And Lisa is wondering why you're not calling her back.
Okay. So, what do I just tell you? What happened, or?
That would be the goal. If you just want to straight up just tell me, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it just didn't work out.
Well, is there a specific reason?
Not too much. I mean,
There was way too much hesitation. There's definitely a reason.
well, no, I mean, she just, listen, when you go out with somebody, you have something in mind, and if they're not it, then you move on.
I like how your voice just gets higher.
I'm just saying, I mean, not everybody's for everybody. Why waste time if they're not for you? That's all.
Nick, let me ask you a question. She told us that she had a profile picture on the dating website that was 8 years younger than she is. Does she look a lot different now, and is that why you don't want to call her back?
I wouldn't say a lot different, but somewhat different.
Like different enough to where you found her unattractive when you saw her?
I don't know. I wouldn't say unattractive, but It's just I'm just particular, and she wasn't my type exactly. So I'm just looking for Miss Perfect, and she wasn't it. That's all.
Miss Perfect. What is Miss Perfect?
Isn't that what everybody wants? Miss Perfect for them,
I want Miss Willing. That's what I'm usually going for.
Or Miss Damaged Goods.
Or just Miss has a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I guess I just have high standards. I don't know.
All right. Are you one of... Okay, I got a friend like you. You're one of those I only date perfect 10 model type guys, aren't you?
No, I mean, not maybe to other people's standards, but to my standards, they have to have certain features or attributes that I like.
So it was all just like a looks thing. Like her looks didn't meet what you expected and what you like.
Look, I'm just saying, I've been on a lot of dates. I've dated a lot of people here and back home, and just, I guess I always find something wrong with each of them,
What do you find wrong, though? Like, her cuticles were a little, too white. Are you that picky?
Well, if I notice that, sure, that could be something. But
For real?
No, but it's usually bigger than that. Like this one girl had like really big gums. You ever see that when they smile, they're like very gummy, and that's just.
Nick, I'm with you. I'm with you on the big gums thing. It is distracting.
Yeah, like horse gums.
Yeah.
You guys are so shallow.
It's true though. Brooke, do you want to date a dude with huge gums?
I don't know that I've ever even noticed gums.
Obviously you're looking at their face most of the time, but you gaze and you look down and you see the boobs and stuff. Can I say boobs and stuff?
Yeah,
you can
sure,
say
you can say that. Absolutely.
Well, that was one problem with this girl. They were just kind of like weirdly shaped or something. I just couldn't.
Are we talking about a former date of yours, or are we talking about Lisa?
Oh no, a former date.
Okay.
Yeah, no, not like Lisa.
Okay.
We're just going through a list of everything wrong with every woman that he's ever dated.
I'm just giving examples of why I'm picky. That's all. I mean.
All right, big gums, weird looking boobs, things like that turn you off.
If they look like that, then who knows what they look like when it's off.
Okay.
So what was the thing that turned you off about Lisa?
Well, she had really, the nose part was fine, but the nostrils were kind of small.
What?
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
They're just tiny.
Her nostrils are too small for her nose.
Yeah, the holes part.
Yeah, I know what a nostril is. I'm just trying to picture a big nose with little.
They were just really small, and it looked kind of odd. It didn't look like that in the picture, which was surprising.
Dude, you've got to be kidding me. Are you being serious that small nostrils are a deal breaker for you?
Look, when you're talking to somebody for an hour and all you can focus on is the nostrils, there's a problem.
But
that's why I couldn't take it anymore.
You probably have a lot of your own imperfections too, right?
I'm not saying I don't, but for me, why should I settle if that's not who I want to be with?
You have to be one of the most picky dudes I've ever talked to.
Yeah, dude.
And
I know. Everybody says that to me, but that's who I am.
You're honest.
Hey,
Maybe that's why I'm single, but what do you want?
It definitely is why you're single. I'm going to tell you that right now. But, I would love to find out if Lisa has had any work done to her nostrils to make them smaller. Wouldn't you like to find that out, Nick?
No, that's all right. I don't really care. I mean, it didn't work out, so it doesn't matter. I'm moving on.
Well, it's too bad because she's actually on the other line listening.
What?
Seriously? My nostrils are too small?
What are you guys doing to me? What have you ambush people like this?
Yeah, it's kind of the point of the whole segment. So anyway.
Moving on.
I didn't agree to this.
I know you didn't, but Lisa did, and now she's on the phone. So you might as well talk to her about her small nostrils.
I'm here. What kind of freaky thing is that? I could see if your nostrils were too big, but...
Look, it's just my thing. I don't know what to tell you. I'm picky, that's all. I don't know if you heard that part, but I'm just very...
I mean, we have all this stuff in common, and now you're saying it's because of my nostrils? My nostrils are normal.
No, they're not.
Oh my God.
Really?
I'm sorry, they're not. I've seen a lot of nostrils, and they're on the smaller side.
I see at least a dozen nostrils a day, and apparently yours don't stack up, Lisa.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what anybody else thinks about them. I know I'm picky, and there were some very nice qualities you had, and we had some nice conversation. But for me, just me, like I said, I'm picky. They were just too small, and it was distracting. I'm sorry.
Nick, how do you expect to find the perfect woman with like every single thing on her face being perfect. I mean, you're not exactly Mr. Hottie. You know, you're cute. So what are you thinking?
Look, if I have to be single for the rest of my life because I can't find the perfect person for me, then I'll be single, and I'm okay with that. But I'm going to keep trying. That's all.
All right.
Wow, that's dedication.
Well, I have to do this no matter what because it is a second date. Nick, would you like to go out on a second date with Lisa? We will pay for it.
Oh, my God. No.
It's not a match. It's not going to work.
Both of you guys said, did I hear both of you guys say no to a second date at the same time?
Yes.
All right. Look, you guys have more in common than you think.
The only thing, apparently.
All right, Lisa. Well, I'm sorry that we couldn't make that happen for you.
Okay, thanks.
And Nick, I'll keep an eye out for girls with giant nostrils, okay? We've been doing these second dates for a while now, and we've heard a lot of creative excuses to get out of a date. I have an excuse that I like to use when I'm on a date, so I don't hurt the other person's feelings, but if I know it's not going well and I want to leave, I always use the same excuse. I look at them and go, I don't like you, and I want this to be over.
That's not an excuse.
And it seems to work every time, and so I think I'm doing it right. But not everybody is as smooth as I am.
Insensitive.
Look at you, smooth operator.
And Lisa, who's on the phone today to do a second date, believes that somebody used an excuse to get out of a date with her. Lisa, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thanks, Jubal. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Thank you for asking. So the guy that you met today, you met him online?
Yes, on a dating site.
What did you do when you went out on your date?
We just met at a bar.
Mm-hmm.
Kept it simple.
When you saw him for the first time, what did you feel?
Well, here's the thing. There was a little bit of a snag before I met him because I knew that I was kind of going into it without being 100% truthful because I used an old photo on my profile.
Oh.
How old are we talking?
It was 8 years old.
Wow.
But I was honest about my age.
Okay. You just weren't honest with your picture.
Well, I felt really guilty after that, and I realized that I hadn't told him, and we were going out that night.
But you weren't honest about your picture. Why use a picture from 8 years ago as your dating profile photo?
It's a really good picture. Sometimes I'm not that photogenic, and it's really great, and I feel like it captures my personality.
Are you much different now than you were 8 years ago?
No, I mean, that's the other thing. I don't think I'm that different, but you know, I don't know.
8 years
Maybe.
is a long time, though. We all have pictures that we really like and hold on to. You don't have like one that's made from like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just the one I used.
All right.
I mean, I had a profile up a few years ago, and
So you came clean about it to him?
yeah, before we went out, I mean, it was about half an hour before meeting up. I texted him, and I said, hey, you know what, you can totally cancel if you want to, but I just want to be honest with you. You know, the photo I used is 8 years old.
Did he ask for an updated picture to send to him or anything?
No, because it was right before. It was literally half an hour before we were meeting. He texted back. He's like, "Hey, don't worry about it. It's totally okay."
Yeah, because he was actually driving to the destination. Like, why couldn't? You should have probably. I mean, I don't know. You should. I would think you would want to tell him like a day or two before.
I know. I didn't give him much of a leeway, but
Did you do that on purpose, Lisa?
No, honestly, I just
Lisa.
That is really
forgot.
Lisa, are you lying to me? Did you do that on purpose?
No, I swear to you, I'm not.
Okay.
I was thinking like, oh my God, I really like this guy, and I was crap, and he doesn't have the right picture of me, and now he's going to hate me. But he was like, no, that's cool, whatever.
Have you been online dating for a little while?
Oh, yeah, a couple of months.
Have other people been shocked when they saw you in person compared to your profile photo?
Well, nobody would, I don't think anybody would, except for Jubal maybe, would really do that. You know, would be like, what? You know.
Just like sit down like, you're not who I thought you were.
I know. You're ugly. I got to go.
So your email said that you think he used an excuse to get out of your date.
You know, we were having a great time, and he seemed a little bit nervous at first, but after a while, he got a phone call, and he said he had to go, and his excuse was, I have to go help my grandma get groceries.
No.
What? Yeah, it's totally lame, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a made-up excuse.
What did you say to him?
Well, what could I say? It was just like, okay, I mean, I was a good sport about it, but I don't know. Maybe it is true, but it sounds lame.
Yeah, what if his grandma really does need groceries and you're like, I don't care, let her starve.
Oh,
You stay here.
Anyway, it's been over a week and I haven't heard from him, and I'm really hoping it's not the picture thing.
I guess I didn't ask you how the actual date went. Was everything enjoyable?
I thought it was good. Like I said, he seemed a little nervous at first. Maybe it's because he was like, oh, my God, what's she going to look like? But
Yeah.
no, I mean, it seemed normal and cool. And, there's always a little bit of adjustment when you're like, oh, hi, here's the real you. But I thought we were connecting.
So no awkward moments where you think that he got turned off, and he didn't seem to be turned off by the fact that your picture was 8 years younger than you actually are.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that is what happened. Okay. Like I said, people don't show up and be like, oh, you're not as attractive as I thought you were going to be. They just, right? You're kind of polite.
But I think we can all agree that we're pretty sure that his grandma needs help with her groceries as an excuse to get out of the date.
Yeah, I think it is.
Well, we're going to play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date, all right?
Great, thanks.
You're welcome. Hang on. Place and they have pictures of you all over with your eyes all carved out. What? And you're just like, is that a red flag? Maybe they just don't like my eye color and I should change it for them. I can change my eye color for them.
Pretty sure that's evidence in a future crime.
Might want to pay attention to that. I don't know. But Kayla's on the phone today to do a second date update. Kayla, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, not too bad. How are you? Oh, I just asked you that.
Yeah.
I'm not paying attention to anything.
We're going to go back and
Yeah,
forth
let's
for a
just
long
ask
time.
how we are for a while now.
You doing
Kayla,
good?
tell us about the guy you want to meet today. What's his name?
Nico?
Nico is
As
his
you're
name?
asking, it sounded like
Or
a
is that
question.
question?
Now, is she asking? Is she listening?
Is that his name? Nico?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
All
really
right,
awkward
So tell us
to
about
start.
Nico. How did you meet Nico?
Kayla?
Sorry, I'm just flipping through here. Hold on. Okay, how did I meet Nico?
Yeah.
We met through mutual friends.
Okay, you
Okay.
met through mutual friends, and tell us a little bit about your date. If we can somehow get this thing back on track. Hello?
Distracted. So distracted.
Kayla, what? Yeah, what is going on?
Kayla.
Oh, sorry, the date?
Yes.
It feels
What
like...
are you doing? We want to know about the date. This is a second date update.
It was good. We got dinner. It was a good time. It was fun.
Okay.
Kayla, you called us for help, right? Like, I'm just establishing this.
Wait, say that again?
You called us to help
It feels
you
like
out.
we're inconveniencing you
Yeah,
by
she
asking
called
you
you
about
back.
the date. Like,
No, hold on. I just got to jot something down. Hold on.
okay.
You have to jot. Okay. Obviously,
Notes.
very busy.
It's going to take a long
Trying to multitask. Maybe do some work and a second date update
Maybe
at
it's
the
a
same
grocery
time.
list that she remembered she needed butter
Yeah.
suddenly.
Are you good now?
No, I'm sorry. I just remembered something, and I have this, relationship diary, and I just wanted to, jot it down before I forgot.
You have a relationship diary. What's that about?
It's kind of like this thing that I just, keep all my dates in, and I just, jot down some notes and stuff.
Wow.
What
Okay.
kind of notes?
Just, how a date was, if there are any red flags, what he was wearing. I just like to keep it for reference, so, I remember what dates are good, what we did, what worked, what didn't work, and, even maybe, I will meet the man of my dreams, and, it'll be cute. We can look back on my diary, and...
I don't think any guy wants to look back on your dating diary.
Well,
That might be cute.
you
Yeah,
could
they
not-
will. That's cute.
I can see
some
that.
people might like it, but you're on the phone with us right now, so can we take a break from journaling?
I just wanted to write that one thing down. I apologize.
All right.
We're
Sorry.
good now.
Well, it should be a good recap of your date then. Do you have it all written down in your dating diary?
I do.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
Hold
tell
Hold on.
us
Let
about.
me go back to that day. Hold on.
Bullet points.
So you're going to tell us about your date from your diary?
Yes. Yeah. I
All
have
right.
everything written down.
Okay.
All
So
right.
go for it then. Tell us about your date. Start it with Dear Diary too. That'd be awesome.
So, okay, 7:34 p.m.
Uh-huh.
We don't need details.
Nico is 4 minutes late.
Okay.
He's wearing a blue button-up and gray jeans.
Uh-huh.
He's looking really cute, but he tells me he was looking for a parking spot for a long time. Hashtag red flag.
That's a red flag?
Journal?
Yeah, hashtag in my journal. I just talk like how I say. Like,
Oh my god.
Well, I know your email says something about red flags. That's why I opened it up like that, but I didn't realize that looking for a parking spot would be a red flag.
so it's a red flag because, like, was he not prepared to come get me? And I don't know. He should have been on time.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So what else happened on the date? This is going to be the most detailed second date update ever.
Seriously.
Then I go on 7:46 p.m. He complimented me on my necklace.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then I told him a story about my dad, and he listened to my story, which was really great, and I like that.
All right.
Can I ask-
That's nice.
As you're writing all these times down, are you documenting it while you're on the date?
Like in front of him?
Sometimes I do, and sometimes, like, I just remember the timing because, like, I look at the clock and make a mental note of it, and then I go write it down later.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of both.
So what's next?
Hold on, I got to flip the page.
And try to give us the important details. I don't know. You know,
Right,
like
Yeah, she might have like 100 things written down.
7:58, I told Nico how I was a former gymnast
Ooh.
and to see if he had any thoughts about that.
okay.
What would his thoughts be?
Okay, so I want to tell you, though, like, that was kind of like a bait situation because I'm not a gymnast.
So why
You lied
would you
about
tell
that.
him that?
Well, because I want to see what their reactions are, like if I'm really flexible or if, like, I can get kinky or...
Okay. Yeah, I mean, guys' minds do kind of go there when they hear about a gymnast. Like, yeah, all right, she's bendy.
Yeah, totally.
So
That's what I thought.
he didn't take the bait?
I wrote down he didn't take the bait, so red flag turns pink.
Got it.
Red flag turned pink.
Okay.
So now there's different shades of red.
Any other, like, details maybe just about how you guys bonded and stuff?
Okay, yeah. 8:23 p.m., Nico gets up, walks by the hostess stand, and says something to hostess. Is he trying to pick her up, question mark?
What? Why would you assume that?
Not in front
I want to ask him, but I don't want to come across as crazy.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't ask him
I'm
that.
going to let you know there may have been a little sense of crazy just because you're journaling, I'm assuming, every once in a while during your date. Like, that feels a little type A, a little controlling.
Journaling is something that I've been doing for years, and I like doing it, so just back off. Like, this is just what I do, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
9:21, we called it a night.
Uh-huh.
I wrote, he kissed my lips ever so softly, like in the movie 27 Dresses.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Wait, the
detail.
one with Katherine Heigl?
So-
Where she's a bridesmaid over and over again? That movie?
I f***ing love that movie, okay?
All right. Well, then that must have been a good kiss then if it's one of your favorite movies.
Always on E. I watch it whenever it's on, okay?
All right. So we ended the date with a kiss. That's got to be a good thing.
Could he be my new boyfriend, question mark? Stay tuned, ...
Wait, you're teasing your own dates. I like that.
And hashtagging them and everything.
All right. So besides the journal, all in all, was it a good date?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is like one of my best dates.
Oh.
I mean, my other entries, you should just flip through this. I mean, it
Rather
has
not.
been horrible.
Yeah. Kayla, I mean, I think that it's great that you journal. I also journal, but you sound
Right.
like you're taking the life out of a date. You're not, like, giving yourself a chance to really get to know somebody because you're so concerned with timelines and things that happened.
Brooke, it sounds like you have a stick up your ass. So I told you this is what I do. I've been doing this for years,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to make changes now.
You called for some help to try to figure out why this guy isn't calling you back. I'm just trying to give a little outsider input.
Look, I just want to see what happened and reach him, and I don't need help with you judging me.
All right. I mean, this is just a different kind of second date update than we've experienced before. I'm going to play a song, and then we'll come back and call him and get your second date update, okay?
Okay, great.
Okay, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Dear Di, she thought that might be a red flag. And they ended the night with a kiss. She was very excited about it, but now she's not sure why he's not calling back. So we're about to get him on the phone and find out why. Kayla, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous, though.
Okay, Kayla, I know you don't want any of my theories on why this guy isn't calling you back. I just want to know what your theory is. Why do you think he's not calling you back?
I mean, maybe because I was, like, too fun for him.
Oh.
I don't know if
Maybe.
that's never been the case for anybody,
We
but
hear that a
maybe.
lot.
That day was awesome if we didn't have so much fun.
Yeah,
You
too
know?
much fun.
Well, we'll find out. I'm going to give him a call right now, okay?
Okay, I don't know what it is, so this could be interesting.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Nico, please?
Speaking.
Hey, what's up, man? How are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Nico.
You know what that is?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'll tell you. Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, it's a radio show.
Okay.
Okay? Not a lot phases you, it sounds like.
Yeah, he's not caring.
You get calls from radio stations all the time?
No, I'm just confused.
Okay.
Maybe he just has the same emotional range that you have, Jubal.
Possible. Hey, Nico, I'm calling you today because we got an email about you from somebody that listens to our show.
Oh, well, what did it say?
Well, it said some very nice things. We do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. It's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then don't call them back after, they can email us to get you on the phone to try to figure out what happened. And you recently went out with a girl named Kayla.
Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Well, Kayla emailed us because she said that she thought the date went great, but now you're not calling her back, and she wants to know
She
why.
said the date went great?
Yeah.
Yeah, was she wrong about that?
I just can't believe she remembers the date. She was on the phone the whole time.
She was on her phone the whole time, you said?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, the whole date. She wasn't calling anybody, but she was, like, texting, I assume.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't just, like, looking. It was, like, typing constantly. I mean, I don't know if she was texting, like, a different guy or setting up, like, a date after mine or what, but it was distracting. Couldn't get a conversation in at all. It was rude.
All right.
it sounds like it.
Yeah, I mean, we talked to her about your date. She said that she actually had a great time and thought it was one of the best dates she's had.
That's impossible. I mean, she was, I mean, like, the whole time she was typing. It was so weird. I think the weirdest part, so I thought, like, okay, well, this was a bust. She must have seen me, wasn't into me, doing something else. But then walking back to the car, she just, like, I mean, out of nowhere, just kissed me.
Oh, she kissed you.
She kissed me.
What did you think about that?
I was shocked. Like, I wasn't even going to go for a kiss or even a hug. I thought this was going to be like a peace, whatever. And all of a sudden she just, like, lunges at me, and I'm not going to say no.
Of course.
But I was just kind of like a mannequin, just kind of still let her do her thing.
She thought the kiss was great. She told us about that. She also thought that you kissed her.
Oh, that's impossible since I was stationary.
I mean, if she hadn't been on her phone, were you attracted to her?
Yeah, she's definitely cute, but, like, all I really saw was her forehead because she was bent over texting the whole time.
Looking at her phone the whole time. All right.
Oh, my God, your self-restraint that you didn't say anything on the date. I feel like I, at some point, would have been like, hey, can you put the phone away?
Eyes up here.
I'm just not that type of person. If that's your thing, you know, I'm not going to make a big deal about it. You do your thing, I'll eat this hamburger.
So basically your date was you hanging out with someone who was on their phone the whole time.
Yeah.
And then you were sexually assaulted afterwards she kissed you. You didn't know.
I wouldn't say that, but it was aggressive.
All right. Well, thanks for telling us why you don't want to call her back. I also should tell you this, though. She's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Wait, what? No.
Yeah.
Did she hear what I just said?
Unless she was buried in her phone again, texting or something. I don't know. Kayla, are you still there?
Oh.
Yeah, Nico, I loved hanging out with you. I was so interested in the date. I really liked you.
How can you say that? You were typing the whole time.
That's because I was taking notes about the date on my phone, so then I can transfer it into my relationship diary when I get home.
Wait.
That is so much right now.
Wait, I'm very confused. What do you mean you were taking, like, notes?
It's what I do. Every time I go on a date, I have this relationship diary because I want to write down, like, red flags and pluses and minuses about the dates and details so that way I can remember things.
Why? Do you have memory problems or something?
No, I just think it'll be really cute to, like, one day look back on it all and reminisce about everything.
So you thought she was being super rude, Nico. She was actually super listening to you.
True.
Yeah, but that's not normal. I've never gone on a date and the next day been like, oh, did I have a good time on that date? I should have written it down.
And Kayla, I mean, you're listening, but you're not hearing what he's saying. Like, he thought you weren't into him because your face was buried into your phone screen the entire time. Don't you see that as a problem?
Brooke, back off. I'm talking to him about this, not you. I don't know why you just keep interrupting me. It's
trying
really
to
pissing me off. Like, I'm trying to get this across to him that, Nico, I really like you.
Okay. I guess that makes sense in a way.
Nico, I'll prove it to you. Here, the next thing, 8:35. You had showed me those pictures of your family, and I noted that your brothers are hot and that you guys have really good genes.
Oh my God, that is so weird. That is so weird.
I wanted to take note that, like, you are a good person to have babies with.
Oh,
there you go.
God.
Wow. It's already thinking about babies.
That fast forwarded real quick.
You guys don't understand. These are things that everybody thinks of on a date, and, like, I'm just writing them down. I'm writing down the thoughts that everybody's thinking of anyway. That's the only difference. Don't you understand? Nico, you understand, right? Don't you understand?
No, none of this makes sense to me. First, why are you saying my brothers are hot? Why are you saying you want to have babies with me? I mean, I don't even think we made eye contact for this entire date.
Nico, you are taking this way out of context. Like, I'm documenting this because one day you're going to appreciate all the details that I've put down here in this diary, and you're going to look back on it and be like, wow, she's awesome that she wrote all this down and that she did that, and we can look at this together.
There you go. Yeah, what do you think, Nico? You want a second date with Kayla? We'll pay for it. Go on a second date, make some babies.
A second date?
Yeah.
How do you? I mean, so she can finish this novel she's writing about our. This is the weirdest thing.
If it makes you feel better, Nico, it's not just about you. She does it for every date she goes on.
That makes it even worse. It's like a serial killer. I'm scared, frankly. I'm worried.
Okay, that seems a little...
Come on, Nico, that's not fair. And Brooke, you are not helping things.
What do you think, Nico?
I'm trying.
Will you go out with her one more time?
Brooke is the only one making sense right now. I wish Brooke had been there on the date to tell you to get out of your phone.
Fine, I won't even bring my phone on the next date. Are you happy?
There you go, Nico.
Are you going to take notes with like a pen and paper instead? Or
Yeah, whatever. I'll just write it down. I won't use my phone at all. I'll use the napkin next to me. God.
Yeah, she'll take notes the old-fashioned way, Nico. Would you go on a second date with her? We'll pay for it.
Look, I think you're very attractive and...
Shut up. I know what you're trying to do. And, like, it's not. You're just sugarcoating it, and this is bull. And, like, just get to the point.
I think that your intentions are sweet, but what you're
Nico, I'd get to the point before she stabs you. I think what he's trying to get at is a no. Is that a no, Nico?
It's a no.
Yeah, that's a hard no.
It's a hard no.
Kayla,
did you learn anything from this experience?
The only thing I learned here, Brooke, was not to trust you with anything. I mean, Jesus.
Whoa.
You have done nothing for me.
Well,
I'm trying to help you, I swear.
sorry, Kayla. No second date.
I hate your show, especially when Brooke's on. I'm never listening again.
All right, well, but can I read? I want to read your journal sometime. Can I just read it?
No, you, Jubal.
Okay.
Bye, Kayla.
Yeah.
You sarcastic piece of
I actually wasn't being sarcastic. I really do want to read it.
Whatever. Jubal, I'll give you like $20 if you just slap Brooke across the face right now.
I'll only do that if you're in here journaling because I want to see what you say about it.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.